Quitting alcohol was one of the hardest things that I've ever done, but through the process, I've learned something that I didn't expect. Choosing to be sober is honestly a day to day decision, and in the process of my journey, I've realized that being sober and making that conscious decision daily is 100% a reflection of the self worth that I've had all along. In today's video, I'm going to share how choosing sobriety helped me put myself first and how it helped me rebuild my confidence. Whether you're sober curious or you're already living an alcohol free life, today's video is going to be for you. So, there are four main ways that choosing sobriety has forced me to put myself first, and I'm going to share each one of those with you guys. Number one, I had to love myself enough to walk away from alcohol. And that to me has been really the ultimate act of self love because it was such a big deal in my life. It played such a huge role in just who I was in my early 20s, in dating. It played a role in friendships that I had and going out, partying, traveling. Like alcohol was such a big component of my life. And so knowing that I no longer wanted to be a drinker and knowing that it wasn't serving me meant that I had to love myself enough to actually put it behind me. Walking away from alcohol was definitely one of the hardest things I've had to do. And I've mentioned it in another video, but the way that I felt about alcohol was as if it was like a best friend. My relationship with alcohol felt like I was letting go of a friend that was there for me, but it never really was there for me. In the times that I wasn't happy and the times that I was stressed, if I was going through heartbreak, I would lean on alcohol. And so, yeah, it got me through those tough moments, but it didn't actually help me navigate those moments. I wasn't sober and I wasn't fully tackling these obstacles, trying to take the lesson from it and allowing it to mold me into a stronger person. I used alcohol as a crutch to numb myself through these difficult moments in my life. And so for me, it felt like I was letting go of that toxic friend because it was like, well, it was there for me. My brain would tell me on the one hand, right? Like alcohol was there for me. It kind of helped me get through those tough experiences, but it didn't help me learn how to like navigate them. It's almost like I was just numbing myself through the whole thing and I didn't actually learn the tools or the skills necessary to really let that obstacle shape me. So I just felt like walking away from alcohol meant I really had to love myself because it meant that I no longer was going to have that crutch. It meant that the next time I was faced with an obstacle or something challenging that I was going to have to face it head on. And I honestly had to trust that I was going to be okay without it. And a year and a half later, it happened. Choosing to quit alcohol also meant that I had to be willing to let go of the old me. That old version of myself wasn't really confident. She wasn't really grounded in who she is. She felt like she needed alcohol to be outgoing, to be fun, to be out there, to be an extrovert. And I found that all along, alcohol was never really the thing that made me sociable or likable. It made me be someone that I wasn't. And I want to be someone who feels comfortable and confident wherever I go as I am without needing to have to take a substance. I just realized that by saying no to alcohol, by putting it behind me, that I was going to learn how to really be confident in who I am. That's one thing that I've really loved about my sober journey is that through this process, I have really molded into just this version of myself that I'm so proud of. Like every time I go somewhere, whether it's a party, a trip, or just an event, whatever the case is, and I'm going there sober, each time it forces me to really just lean into who I am and really just trust that whatever conversations I'm having, whatever connections I'm making, that people are vibing with me just for me being who I am and me not trying to be something that I'm not. And so that has really done wonders for my self-worth and my self-esteem because it's like, wow, every time I go somewhere and I'm showing up as my sober self, it's really cool to see how people react and respond. And I just know that no matter what, I know that as long as I accept myself for who I am, that's going to blend into the relationships that I manifest. And that so far has really held its truth. Like I go places and I really do feel like I can just be myself. And it's just been nice. The other thing that being sober has done for my self-worth is that it's forced me to exercise my boundaries. It's forced me to honor my boundaries. Anytime we make a promise to ourselves and then we fold or we compromise because we don't want to upset someone or we're worried about how they're going to perceive us, that diminishes our light just a little bit because it's like, damn, I didn't keep this promise to myself. But being sober has forced me to keep promises to myself because I know how important it is to me to live a sober lifestyle. I just know how much it got in the way. It didn't serve me. it got in the way of so much in my life. And I was just very unhappy when I was a drinker. And so being sober for me meant that when I would go out, if people asked if I wanted to have a drink, that I'd have to say no, right? It meant that if people weren't going to respect my boundaries, I was going to have to cut them off. And it has just forced me to really stay true to myself and not fold or compromise myself on behalf of what other people might think of me. And every time, especially in the beginning, when I said no to alcohol, I just proved to myself more and more how serious I was about my journey and how much I really did love myself. Because I'm sure you guys all know, if you're in this journey, if you're just starting out, there's a level of self love that you have to be a sober person. There's a level of self love you have to make that conscious decision that you want to walk away from alcohol, let alone something that just doesn't serve you and is not helping you and is only hindering you. So it has just definitely done wonders for my confidence and my self worth, being able to prove to myself that I can keep promises to myself, but that also I can say no. I can say no to things that aren't serving me. I can say no to things that everyone else is doing around me. And that feels good. I feel like I don't have to do what the crowd is doing to fit in. I'm confident in myself that even if I'm the only sober person in the room, I'm just going to still be myself and people are going to vibe with me. And if they don't, I'm not worried about that. The final thing that I want to talk about how being a sober person has improved my self-worth, is that being sober made me build this new lifestyle where there was no room for alcohol. It's like now, on my weekends, I'm super productive. I'm not out here partying. I'm not going to bars. I'm not going to clubs. And that's not dissing, or talking crap about anyone who does. Like, live your life. Do what makes you happy. At the end of the day, do what is in alignment with you. For me, though, partying, clubbing, going to bars, that was no longer in alignment with me. And I found that once I stopped partying, once I rewrote my life and alcohol was no longer a part of it, it really shifted my reality. It's like the weekends now became a place for me to just either chill at home or watch movies or hang out with my family or do stuff for YouTube or my podcast. It just freed up my lifestyle. It freed up my routine. It freed up just my time. Now I feel like I'm doing things that genuinely fill my cup. Like, I just feel way happier with my life. And it's just so nice. And if you asked me even 2 years ago, like, hey, what do you think your life would look like if alcohol wasn't in the picture? I'm not sure that I would be able to fully describe it. My answer would probably be something like, well, I think I'll have more time and maybe I'll be able to produce more. Maybe I'll be more productive in terms of like my YouTube and my podcast. But I didn't really know all the intricacies and everything else that would entail being sober. And so it's just been really great to be able to rewrite my life and my story and have this new reality where I do more of what I love and I don't feel guilty. That was another thing about my weekends. I was always feeling guilty because I either did something when I was tipsy or I said something that was like questionable. And then the next day I would just feel bad about it. And just being in that constant energy is just, when you're in low energy, how you attract things of that caliber. And I just I just was not a happy person. And it's been really nice to be more in control of my life and feel like I'm just in my purpose now. And that's just another thing that has skyrocketed my self worth. When I was drinking and I was feeling guilty all the time on the weekends, when I had no purpose, no vision for my life, feeling bad obviously took a hit at my self worth and my self esteem. I didn't feel good about myself. And to be able to rewrite my life and be a sober person and be on my alcohol free journey and not really care about alcohol, it really has just shifted my energy. And I just know that I'm able to manifest more because I'm just in a better mood. I don't have this thing draining me energetically. And it has just been super worth it, hands down. So those are just some of the ways that being sober has improved my life and improved my self-worth. I feel way better about myself. I feel so much more confident. If quitting alcohol is something that you've been considering, I highly recommend it. Even just try it. Like, just try it for a week, try it for 2 weeks, try it for a month. Really push yourself and focus on what benefits are manifesting into your life as a result of it. And listen, y'all, I know that putting alcohol behind you can be really scary and it can feel overwhelming. But on the other side of that fear is so much self-love, confidence, peace, and just everything you can imagine, honestly. One of the biggest things that I've learned is that sobriety isn't about losing anything at all. It's really about finding yourself. Just take it one day at a time and remember, guys, you're not alone. I'm in this journey with you, and I really think that it's all about finding community. And when you do find that community, just leaning on it and utilizing it as much as possible. Really just make sure you find your core group of people that are going to be that support for you. And if you don't have that, I'm here for you guys. I got you. I know how it is. And I'm definitely grateful for the support that I've had. It's been really helpful for me to know that there's people who have my back and who are in my corner in this. If today's video resonated, make sure to hit that like button and share it with a friend. Subscribe for more sober content. I post every Friday, so if you don't want to miss the next video, make sure you hit that button. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!